Ooh, apparently we are live. Excuse me. I just want to check the lighting. I realize I'm going to have to wait for somebody to show up before I can check. I have turned the big light off and I am just wondering which is going to be better. So I will need feedback on that. It would help if I was wearing my glasses. Does that go any higher? Does it go lower? Yeah, it goes lower. So let's go higher. Oh, no. Yeah, better. Definitely better. Ooh, it's quite warm. Hey, Sandra, welcome. Excuse me. I've put a heat source on so that our project can dry quite quickly this evening. But I'm also wearing a jumper, sequin jumper, because it's December. That means it's nearly Christmas. Woohoo! How are you, Sandra? Just for anybody who is joining us either live or on the replay, I want to say welcome and thank you for joining us. Oh, excuse me. I love hosting these free group weekly art therapy sessions on a Friday. In the UK, it's the evening, but I always add the time zones that our most frequent viewers are in the description anytime I schedule a live. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell notification. That way you will be notified next week whenever I schedule the next one, and you can hit the reminder button. Hey, Sandra, very good question, but no, we are not, purely because I didn't have the thing set up on time. But that's okay because they're little special occasions whenever I go live on Instagram. It's just whenever I feel like it, really. Whenever I feel like I can do it. But I think it would be great to share that we'd be going live on a Friday. I know that lots of people show up anyway, but it's still it's nice to have it just the way we usually are on Facebook and on YouTube. As I was saying, make sure you hit the bell notification to be notified, and you can hit the get reminder button next week for next Fridays. And let me see, what are we doing next Friday? We are creating our dream Christmas tree next week. So we will be doing like our fantasy Christmas decor. Doesn't matter what you have in your house at the minute. It's what like your brain wants. Like if you want your Christmas tree covered in the garlands of gumballs that are all multicolored, then have at it. I love the idea of doing that, and I really can't wait. I think that, what is it we're doing tonight? We are doing like a welcome December type embracing of the month. Oh, I forgot. Sandra, I've showed up okay on Facebook. It showed up as a listing? Do I need to remove it? Because I forgot to go check there. I was that busy thinking about the light and farting about the light. Is it better if I have the big light on like I have in my other videos, or is this like concentrated focused light a lot better? That is something for you to answer, Sandra. Thank you so much. Which bit, Sandra? Evening. Welcome, welcome. Oh, inside Facebook. Do you know each week there were problems with the post? Like this particular post, whenever I go live, it was showing up as a listing and the video wasn't showing up properly. So I just want to make sure that the video is showing up, but I can do that myself actually. Excuse me for jiggling the screen. It's because I'm touching it. Where are we? We have to refresh. I think I'm showing up, Sandra, if you're looking at my face. Yep, there I am. Purple sparkles. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, just close that over again. The banner with the link. Oh, good point. Good point. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that folks could see the video whenever they get inside the Facebook group, because I know that a lot of the ladies were having problems finding me and would have to click on my face in order for the video to show up. Okay, I've been talking nonsense for ages. This week I have pre-cut out some shapes. So I have used vintage sheet music to kind of cut out the shapes that would end up making like a little cute snowman. I was not precious about it because I was putting a ridiculous little hat on him as well. And I have cut out a little like snowbank to go on the bottom of the page. I'm going to be using one of these big pages because they can hold paint. And this one might take a little bit longer than we usually do. I do have the extra heat source in order to dry our Mod Podge and everything quickly. So I am going to try my best to work as quickly as I can, while also not just rushing it too much, so much that I wreck it, you know. So we are going to start. I have chosen blues for this week, so I'm going to be using these blue Tombow markers. I have also got my watercolor paints. Where did they go? I have that many things to do watercolor with. I've got crayons. In fact, I would use a mixture of blues if you can, if at all possible, in these Caran d'Ache crayons, which I will add to the supply list that I've shared above. You can also use these paint sticks as well, but I like these because there's a couple of different shades. These paint sticks, they're like the cheap version that I know a lot of us have inside the group, perfect for watercolors. And I have got gesso on hand just because whenever I add the little snowman sheet music, I will be covering them with a fine layer of gesso just to make this less prominent, because it really will pop out on the page. So excuse me while I move everybody, and I hope all the gals are doing well and we're able to get the notifications this week. And I'm really hopeful that these markers will blend on this paper. So this is a test down the bottom, which we will end up covering, no doubt. I have also got a little spray bottle of water, very large spray bottle of water. Okay, so they don't blend the best. That is good to know. Do blend a little bit. Okay, so let's see what happens with the crayons. This is where my little snowbank is going, so I don't mind testing on it. And the idea is to find out, obviously, which is going to blend the best for us. Yeah, those crayons are great. The Tombow markers don't want to blend, which is fine. See if I care, whatever. I've also got chalky paint here, which the lid hasn't been on properly. Oh no. And I've got deco art paint, which you can still add fine layers of across your artwork. So I'm just going to move these Tombows out of the way just to make way for some more watercolor blue options. So that includes just my plain old watercolor palette, and this is from Liquid Watercolors. So this is the family where we're going to be living and spending our time. But I really like these crayons because they are very easy to cover a lot of ground with quickly. And they are, those little Caran d'Ache sets can be quite pricey, but they are high quality crayons. You can of course use watercolor paper, and then your Tombow markers would work absolutely fine. I'm just randomly placing these. Just a wee spritz of water should do most of it, I think. You don't want to saturate the page too much full of water because it could buckle, like my first page did whenever I added the Uniposca paint, the acrylic paint, to, what was it, the like graph paper. The graph paper was not strong enough to hold it. So, and if I have struggle, yeah, that's a word. If I struggle / have trouble blending crayons, like the details shown up here, I can of course go over that with like gesso or anything like that to blend it in a little bit better. And the fantastic thing about watercolors is they dry pretty quickly. So, all manner of blues over here. I love this. It's a turquoise. I don't need the brush to be that wet. Okay. So you just want to have a rough background laid down. We'll of course be doodling over this and having a great old time. So since I've spritzed all of that with water, I'm just going to move this over here, grab my own water. And we're going to be layering. So we covered layering in quite a few of our lessons. I think it was lesson 4 or 5 that we did layering and how easy it was to build up a piece really quickly by layering. This one we are kind of creating the layers all at once, whereas previously we had bits and pieces that we could pull together. But now we have these to go on as layers and just build that up, and we'll be sticking those on using Mod Podge. But before we do that, the paint should be dryish. Actually, oh, excuse me. Can you tell the lady suffers from back pain? So let me grab Mod Podge. Again, in the shopping list, I created 2 shopping lists, one for, oh, that one's not even open, one for the United Kingdom and one for the United States on Amazon. Let me see. Nope. There we go. Oh, jeepers. Oh goodness, don't think this has been used in a wee while. Ooh. Well, let's hope. Thankfully, my page is dry already, thanks to my clothes error, which has a heating element in it. Oh, sorry, need to. Just putting a fine layer over the top, and really you shouldn't be using your fingers to pat that out. It was just a little bubble. Probably should have used the back of the brush, it would have worked just fine. But no, I have to use my hands because of course I do. There's a wee bit that's not sticking, so let's. I know that there are kits that you can get from Mod Podge that have like brayers, so they're like the little roller things that you can roll over the top. And I also want to just say that if you are new to either the YouTube channel or even the Facebook group, it is wonderful to have you, and I am so glad that you are interested in art therapy. We have a lot of fun doing these sessions each week, and art therapy is so beneficial to your mental health, especially at this time of year, and especially with just everything that is going on in the world right now. You need to remember to take that time out for yourself, to be creative, to enjoy yourself, and just to have fun. And if you are a creative person, then you're definitely going to have fun doing this. So this is just the bottom of my snowman. This is his little head. Now I've buried his hat somewhere. So let me see. Oh no, that's upside down. Is that upside down? No, it's not upside down. I have lost this hat. Oh, how have I done that? I just had it 2 minutes ago. I'm gonna have to get him a new hat. I think he needs a scarf as well though, so that's all right. I can cope with that. Can't believe I've lost his wee hat. I've done that. And part of me wishes that I had some ephemera of like little hats. How are you doing with the baby this week, Sandra? Little baby growing in your belly. Oh no, put glue everywhere. Cheapers. Course of it, course of it. So I'm going to be writing text on this page as well, but I'm also going to be doodling over it, scribbling over it, adding lots of layers, doing the mark making that you will be familiar with because we've been doing it from the start. For those, I would be using pencil. I'll be using black pen. I think I would like a very fine one, so I'm not 100% sure if I've got a super fine one here. Let me see. Here's a super fine one. This is a Muji 0.5 pen, which is fantastic for adding scribbles and things like that to basically whatever layout you want to add it to. I would absolutely love to have been able to like build up an even bigger background for this, maybe over a couple of days, and really take my time with this piece. But for the purposes of this art therapy session, I am working quickly because I know that we're all kind of pushed for time and energy. Doesn't matter if you are a single mom, if you are a chronically ill person like myself, things are happening around us all the time that we have no control over. But us taking time out to relax and be ourselves, I've honestly no idea where I've put that we had. That'd be cute, but no. I'm just gonna have to draw myself another hat. Get some scissors on the go. That's great, Sandra, that you're gaining weight. That's what's meant to happen in pregnancy. So let's hope these scissors are good enough. Embroidery scissors would be fantastic for this type of paper cutting detailed work. These bad boys give my hands the worst cramp ever. That's why I kind of moving the paper is so much easier than moving your elbow with the scissors. I think he needs a wee scarf. So should I do the scarf out of cardstock, or I still have some collage papers from the last week that I saved. Oh, this is not going to go well. I'll need to do like a separate little bauble. Should I do... My goodness, these are... Oh, no. Yeah, I'll do it that side. A little bauble. I might just draw the bauble in and use white acrylic ink to make it like a fuzzy felt, and I'll do it there too so it looks like fur. Let me just get my little paintbrush. It's like a little weird Nomi hat. Oh, there's a bubble. There's another one. And this is dry. Let me see, there's a bit there that's poking out. Which is great. I wish I had been able to use more of that colour, but It's okay. It's fine. We will use this. And this is just the Americano Deco Art acrylic. Now this is quite thick compared to some of the other versions of it. But I just want to add different areas where I know I can easily get some scribbles onto and shapes and all that. I can't decide if I want to add text or not, or just make this all about the snowman. But I think I will add some text just to say hello December. Maybe I can't decide up top or down below. Could have made him have a really tall top hat and made it a bit easier to with the layout, I suppose, because I have a fair idea of what I want to do, but I don't always know exactly what I want to do, which is what I just kind of follow my instincts and hope that it inspires you and motivates you to do the same. Now these little bits here are going to be white, painted white, filled in. And over here as well. It would be great to have like snowflakes in the background, but I didn't have a stencil or anything like that. I'm wondering, did I pull that off with my wrist? Did I? This is quite tacky, but almost dry, which is good. I think that, what is it I need here? So this white acrylic ink. Oh, hear me. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So I'm going to use this lid and then I'll clean it up after. Give me a fine paintbrush or a small paintbrush. My goodness, I've got that many paintbrushes. Here's one. That's a good size one. These are Royal Langnickel brushes, but I've also added brushes into those shopping lists for Amazon. See why I like white acrylic ink? Because white paint wouldn't always go on that thick. And of course you can go over it again with pencil just to accentuate the outline of the shape that you're trying to make. Oh, do you know what would have been brilliant? Flickering this all over the background to make snow. I could probably still do that in a minute. Aha, I'll do that in a minute. Doesn't matter if we cover our snowman, he's going to be made of snow. Excuse me, concentrating, have to be quiet. Oh my goodness, I expect everybody is starting to get a wee bit banana pancakes over Christmas being on its way. Let me see now. Whenever it comes to kind of flicking snow, you don't want to whack the paintbrush off the flipping page. I'm going to dip that in. You want it to have a fair amount of ink on it. There we go. And some more. Oh, that's loads. And then I want to make a snowman's wee hat all fluffy. He's only going to have a light amount of gesso over the top so that we can still see the sheet music underneath, like we still know that it's sheet music. And there's a bit of white ink there, that'll do. Oh yes, and the wee bauble as well. So now this needs to dry. Let me see. I need a few more snowflakes. And of course I can just rub in anything that lands on my snowman at the minute, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, it's like a blizzard toenail. Right, actually even there's more on that side. There we go. Don't even need to use the gesso. I can just clean off my paintbrush here, which is fantastic, because I hate wasting ink or paint. I think that's how I managed to create so much, because I'm always working on several things at a time on account of I don't want to waste the paint. So I usually have a few journals open at once that I'm filling. Oh, don't you pull that off. Ooh. There's hardly any ink on this. I'm just drying my brush, or just clearing my brush as much as I possibly can. Oh my goodness, folks, I am melting. A jumper was a bad idea, especially if I was putting the heater on. Oh no. I need to get myself a wee Christmas blouse or something next time. So we're making progress, which is fantastic, and we've done it in like 20 minutes. It looks like a bit of a mess at the minute, but we're getting there. We are getting there, and this needs more white up here, so I'll use what's left in the lid. Sandra, when is your Christmas? Is it July? No, not July. January, like 7th or something like that? Or is it, yeah, something like that. There we go, getting there, getting there. I think it's a bit tacky. I mean, like tacky, that kind of way, not cheesy. Just make sure I put the lid back on this while I let these droplets dry over here. Yeah, January, that's what I meant. Is there a yeah, what date is it in January? I know they were, yeah, January 7th. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses, thought that was a question mark. Blind. Oh no. So I just want to put my lids back on. Just while I'm here, may as well get a bit of tidying up after myself. It's always like a bomb site whenever I come in here after on a Saturday after we've been making art, which is very enjoyable. I love these sessions, and they're so good for all of us to do, and especially our wee community. It's great whenever the gals usually show up. I hope everybody's okay, and that they got the notifications. Actually, that would have been helpful. But no matter, it's here for whenever they want it. I'm thinking of doing like a little heart in my snowman, possibly, instead of the traditional butones that go down the front. What else could I do? He needs a wee nose and he needs a wee scarf. So, Sandra, have you decided, do I go for a scarf from last week's collage papers or do I choose some scrapbook paper? Ooh, like a pink scarf, that would do. I need better scissors than the ones I've got. Oh man. You know, you got a million pairs of scissors and the ones that you want are never to be found. So, let me see. Okay. So wasn't it a good job that I told everybody how to draw a scarf in our autumn doodles? Ooh, our autumn doodles video. So that will be the top part of the scarf, and then we'll do a little flyaway guy. Although I hope, yeah, it should be able to fly away there. And another one. It would be great if I could add tassels, but I'm not 100% sure that I have like I don't know that my scissors could deal with it without making a hames of it, as we would say here in Northern Ireland. So just cutting out my little scarf shape. And I'm trying to not get the pencil in this time, although I do want to outline my snowman whenever he is dry. Oh, there we go. Yep, this one. Thought I was about to throw out the wrong one there. Oh. There's a little flyaway part. That will go underneath. Yep, that will work fine. I will need that Mod Podge again, so I've kept it close by. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that for a little bit longer to dry. That's what happens when you use like kind of large droplets of acrylic ink. You really want them to dry properly before you start adding Mod Podge or anything, because it will just drag it through. Oh, look, making a mess. My favorite thing to do. Oh, I'm getting so hot. Are you looking forward to Christmas? Sandra, are you picking out dresses that are suitable for like maternity wear that are all Christmassy, sparkly, and fabulous? Ooh. I also had this Uniposco white pen, as you know, one of my favorite pens, but I decided to keep with the acrylic ink just because it was more opaque than the acrylic paint pens that you would get, unless you're mixing it really, really well. And yeah, it's water based, so it's gonna be saturated into the paper more than you would want it to be. So that's why I like using the acrylic artist's ink. It's also great for lettering if you can letter with brushes. It takes a wee bit of practice. I would absolutely love to be able to just write in white across that, but everything else is kind of white on it. Oh, excuse me, my goodness. Oh, flipping yawning while I'm here, my goodness. Yeah, okay, that's nearly dry. So back around the neck. Oh, I've forgotten to move the camera. Ooh, you're decorating the tree on Sunday. Sandra, everyone in Northern Ireland has been like way ahead of you. They decorated in November mostly. We have not, but everyone else seems to have. Okay, so over here. And this is called paper piecing, just if you're not familiar with it. And it's pretty much collage, really. And it's also mixed media, which is something that I love and adore. One of my favorite things to do is play around with different things. Yeah, that's true, Sandra. I guess you're the November decorators of Macedonia. So since I've done a pink scarf, I might not do a heart. Or if I do a heart, I'm not sure what color I would make it. Oh, can't decide. Let me see. Oh, how will I do this nose? Do you think I should go sideways or down the ways? What about his wee eyes? So let's go for 2 eyes. It's very handy that this sheet music is lined. Oh, I'm very grateful for that. Those are already too big. So just drawing the outline of carrot, a little coal, and I'm wondering, do we put a mouse on them? Do they have mouths? We'll give them a wee smile. Doesn't have to be accurate. It doesn't have to actually portray something. Let me see. Another small paintbrush would be very useful right now. But it seems I've only got fine or extra fine. Let me see. Would you like small or very small? I suppose this could work. I'm just going to use some orange watercolor. Oh, excuse me. But I don't want the brush to be too saturated with water because, again, it won't react well with the layers necessarily. So always remove as much water as you can, because you can always add more pigment. And it's whenever you're doing a layout like this that removing that color the way I normally do with some kitchen towel becomes a lot more tricky. And because I want this to be slightly more opaque, which means not see-through, transparent, I will be adding more pigment, which is basically the color that isn't all watery. It's quite stiff whenever you're reactivating watercolors. Oh, sorry, you can't see. When you're reactivating watercolors, they are just solid. But whenever you add water, then they come back to life. I am in a mix where it is like very thick mud with a tiny bit of water on top. So just adding that pigment in there. And I'll of course go over these pencil outline things that I did with pen. I think that he'd look good with rosy cheeks. Wonder how I would do that. I know. Perfect. You don't want them to be too rosy, just a touch of rouge. He's got a wee scarf, got a wee hat on. He could do, his wee bauble could do a little more white. Oh, stuck. Ooh. So we're making pretty good progress. Do you see his wee face? He's got rosy cheeks, kind of smiling. So yeah, I want to go over my snowbank. So you can kind of see there's sheet music underneath there. I didn't want it to be too obvious because it's upside down. But I like my little snowman. I think he's very cute. And start on, is it safe to start on scribbling? So let's go. Oh, oops. So let's see. Just doing little swirls here, kind of like a telephone cord. Do you remember the way old school landlines used to be? Just connecting. Well, it's not dry enough yet for that, but that's all right. That is. Oh, no, not all of it apparently. But the rest of it is, so let's just keep going. Now this is a B sketching pencil that I am using, so it's very thick. Just in case you start to draw your pencil lines and wonder why they're not as dark as mine, it's because I'm using a B. And the B is the darker side of graphite pencils. The F is the finer side. I think some extra colour in the background would be good while we wait for things to dry. Let me see. Just random, just to add a little bit of visual interest and break up the blue. Just check now. There's his little face. Oh, now tell me. Buttons. Oh, he's got no arms. Oh, too late. We are coming on leaps and bounds here. What colour should I do as we Santa hat? Definitely taking suggestions on that. Quick, Sandra, quick. Hello and welcome to everybody who is viewing us. We are not too far away from the end of this session. Maybe another 15 minutes or so, just waiting on everything drying up. So that I can sketch outlines. Doing scribblies. That's scribblies. Nope. Biro's usually very helpful when it comes to this, like painting over several layers of paint and glue. Pencil won't always cut it, and ink pens won't always cut it either. So do little lines in my carrot, do some outlines on my scarf. I wonder if that's dry yet. I need a clean fingertip so I know. Just go over this, make it even better. Color for the hat. Oh, Daisy, how's Daisy doing? Daisy is the most beautiful dog. There, he's looking pretty good, I think. Had to blow my own trumpet, but I'll blow my own trumpet if I have to. Just going over my scribbles so that they stand out a bit more. I think it looks far better with the black pen than it did with the pencil. I was afraid it would be too bold, but no, it's perfect. It's the right amount of visual contrast that we need to take us away from the blues. Let's go on our little snow lines. Oh, now I'm thinking up here is perfect for a Hello December. And I think I want to put a wee bit of paper down just for my wrist. Yep, the hello can be quite large, but the December will definitely have to be small. No, you don't. Ooh, purple for the hat. I like your idea. Then I'm doing the December in tall, skinny letters. There we go. Oh no. I will, of course, be going over this full calligraphy and kind of shading it a little bit more, trying to make it a little bit bolder first before I add in any shadows. Don't want to make anything else stick to my snowman, so I will be waiting probably till tomorrow to do that. But I'll be sharing photographs in the group and everything. I love how far we've come and how good he looks. So let's see if I've got purple. Do I have purple? Purple or yellow, do you think? Ooh. Let's try purple. Oh, good shout. He is so freaking cute. I agree. So that was this week's. I will be adding more. I'll probably add a little wintry saying or quote down this side. Maybe even a little down here. Don't forget to date your pages, because it's always great to come back and see kind of the progress that you've made, what you've done in what year. Like song lyrics would be perfect down here. So I absolutely love this wee layout and I think it's adorable. I am looking forward to being able to fill in the lettering and showing everybody. And I'm glad that I was able to do it in the time that I set out to do it. It was a little challenge for me. I'm all shiny because I'm roasted. I hope that you have enjoyed this and that this holiday season, just with everything that's happening in the world at the moment, isn't too stressful for you, because it can be an incredibly stressful time for everyone, especially if you're pregnant like Sandra. So I want you to make sure you take time to take care of yourself. You might have a family, you might have responsibilities, but you can't be the best for your family while you're feeling ropey and you are just pushing it, and you just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So remember to take that time out, even if they're just 15-minute projects. That's kind of like what all of the art therapy previously have been, 15 to half-hour projects that you can do quickly and you can achieve them, so that you get the additional benefit of a boost of serotonin whenever you achieve something. And that is something that I know a lot of us could use a lot more of in our lives, which is why I favor those kind of quick projects. Long projects are fantastic as well for your self-esteem, your sense of accomplishment. But I like the quick ones for that kind of quick gratification and just helping my stress levels stay at bay. And I really want everyone to feel like they can achieve what we do here, because I really try to use the most common kind of supplies that artists and crafters would have in their craft rooms. So I want to thank you for joining me this week. We have got 2 more sessions this month, and then I'll be taking a wee break for Christmas, but I will be adding those details inside the Facebook group, and I'll be sharing again in the next 2 sessions that we do next Friday and the Friday after that. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you if you are catching up on the replay. It's wonderful to see all of you commenting with the hashtag replay, so I know that you're paying attention. So thank you so much, and stay well, look after yourselves, and keep washing your paws, and I will see you next week. Bye.